So this is Serena and Rufus, and Serena is from Dorset Search Dogs. So just out of interest, what's your background?
My background professionally is was a social worker. Um, Rufus is my second dog, and he's a very, very active dog. He needs a job in life,
Hmm.
and through looking what I could train him in and what we could do, we came across Dorset Search Dogs and Search and Rescue.
Excellent. So what's the history of Rufus? How old is he now?
Rufus is 7 years old, and he is a German Wirehead Pointer. He was bred by a gamekeeper in West Sussex.
So you've
Yeah,
had him since a pup?
I have had him since a pup. So
Hmm.
he started, when I got him as a puppy, we started gun dog training. And that's where we got our basic obedience and commands. And then we progressed on to the search and rescue training.
So how did you come across Search and Rescue as an option for him?
Literally looking on Facebook, I saw a comment from someone who was gun dog training their dog and was also training them as a search and rescue. And I just thought, oh, well, that's interesting. So then you just start looking on the internet, and I found the local group who had a beginner's course. So it was all very strange. I had no idea what Lowland Rescue were affiliated with Lowland Rescue. Had no idea what it was about. And I signed up, paid £80, and was given a car park to meet them in. So I went in the dark, in the woods, to a car park with my husband.
Well, yes.
I thought this was a bit strange. But that was our start of our journey with Search and Rescue, because when we're called out to search, it is in the dark, it is in woods, and
It's never on a nice sunny day like this.
no, I wish never on the beach.
So
we go.
what's the training process? How do you train the dog to search?
Well, it's all about a toy, isn't it, Rufus? So yeah, you start with someone running away, and when Rufus goes into them and finds them, then he gets his toy, and it's literally just a short journey. And the reward for the dog is great. Everyone is saying what a good dog they are, and everyone wants to play with their toy. And then we just build that up further and further.
So you can gradually increase the
Yes,
distance.
Yeah, and then and build the stamina and the time, because it's very tiring for the dog, because they're having to think as well. But we're also getting the dog to recognise that when I pick up that scent of someone lying down, that scent is a particular type of scent pattern, then I'll go and find them, and then I'll get my toy. And it's as simple as that, and you just build up their resilience. But Rufus will work for up to 3 hours, 2.5 hours,
Wow.
looking for that
So
person.
how long did it take to get him, if you like, fully qualified?
Rufus took 4 years. He's my first dog, and I think part of that was training the handler, as always. And so it was for me learning. But yeah, the journey was 4 years to get him qualified.
Gosh.
So we've been qualified 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So and how often are you called out?
Last year, they're increasing. So last year we were called out 78 times.
Gosh.
And we respond when we can, because we're all volunteers. So it's at least, I would say, a couple of times a month I go out on a search with Rufus. And that can be locally or Hampshire, Surrey. We respond nationally when required.
Gosh. So who calls you out?
So we're only called out for high-risk missing people, and that those people are identified by the police. So it's someone reported to the police who's missing, and they rate as high risk. The police then contact Dorset Search and Rescue, and that is shared amongst the local search and rescue teams, and they coordinate it. So we're only deployed by the police, and we report back to the police our findings.
So it's entirely a voluntary organisation. So
Yes.
presumably you do need funding of some sort. So how is that achieved?
All the dogs are family pets, and the handlers have the cost of feeding, vet care, and looking after the dog. We are solely reliant on grants, donations, and the support of local businesses. The police help us with a small grant occasionally, but it's just an ongoing process of fundraising, and that's been a particular challenge during COVID.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, because all those events that we would go to haven't happened. No.
Well, hopefully they will start to happen
Yeah.
again, and
Yeah.
that will be resolved. So tell me about Rufus and his diet. I mean, at what point did he come onto a raw diet?
So when I got Rufus as a puppy, he was on a kibble that came from the breeder, and it didn't suit him. He was very, very gassy. The smell, it was very bad, and I just, from someone at work, they'd just been talking about raw feeding, and I thought, this is unusual. I've never heard of it. And, you know, the typical one of, oh my goodness, you can't feed a dog chicken bones, they'll die. It all seemed
Yes.
to challenge all the things I'd believed for a very long time. So I just went to the shop at Westmoreland, spoke to Nettie, and she was really helpful, started me off, and that was 7 years ago. And
Gosh.
that's what Rufus has been fed on ever since.
So what was the process like of switching him across?
It was really easy. I mean, Rufus took to it. She got Rufus. Are you being tempted by a toy? Good boy. Good boy, Ruth. I gradually switched him onto the raw food. We started off with the minces and then introduced the bones slowly, starting with the little chicken necks. We had no problems. It was just it was frightening for me the first time I gave him a chicken neck, and I thought, oh my goodness, what am I doing? But it was fine, and he was fine, you know.
So he adapted very quickly.
Very quickly,
and
and
never looked back.
he's such a healthy dog. Such a healthy dog. We're never at the vet. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. And he doesn't seem prone to fleas. He doesn't have all the problems with anal glands that my last dog had. That's never an issue. It's just really, and I never have an issue with weight. He can just eat what he wants. I don't worry about giving him treats. You know, my last dog was on tin food and dry food, and it was a constant effort to try and keep her weight in control.
The right place.
And you felt you were depriving her, but you know, Rufus can have sausages and bones and ribs and chicken, and he eats very well, better than the rest of the family. I think is the joke in the house.
Well, maybe quite rightly so as well.
Yeah,
So what sort of support and help did you get from the team from Nurturing by Nature?
Well, it's been ongoing. So I order food online now, but I like to go into the shop and just see what products they've got and what's new. And to be honest, you look at your things and I don't really know what they are, so I have to ask, and then I ask about what the benefit is, and the information that we get is really helpful in terms of balancing the diet and adding different things in to support Rufus and keep him in good health, and maybe try and guard against fleas, help against worms, and gut health. So they're helpful, very helpful.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what concerned you most when you were thinking about making this changeover?
It was the fear of giving my dog bones, because it had been for years. I think I had. Someone told me once they had a dog that got a Christmas. This stuck in my mind. They got the Christmas turkey carcass, and they nearly died. And it's like, oh, don't give your dog chicken carcasses. You will kill your dog. And that's all. That's what concerned me. But it was the information I got from the shop. We started with the minces. We started with the little small bones, and then built it up. Finding what Rufus liked. He doesn't like everything. He's not keen on raw liver. He likes it, prefers it mixed into a mince. But I've got no concerns now.
And that's one of the fascinating things with dogs. They are individual. They do have their individual likes and dislikes. And it's important to reflect that in their diet.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to someone who was unsure about this?
I would try it. Just try the minces to start with and see if your dog likes it. And I think your dog will tell you. If your dog likes the food and it thrives on it and eats it and is happy, and you'll see in his health and gut health and what you're picking up out on your walks, you can see your dog's healthy. It's not an issue.
You know.
You know.
Absolutely know.
Yeah. One thing is that tartar. My Jack Russell at 5 had a build-up of tartar on its teeth. They were yellowy and brown, and her breath was smelling. Rufus has got really sweet breath. I mean, he's 7. He's got hardly any tartar build-up on his teeth. His teeth are white, and you haven't got that nasty dog breath smell. So I credit that to giving him. I make sure I give him lamb ribs regularly, and I think that helps keep his teeth clean. Yeah. So it's like, not read it in a book, it's all through experience.
Well, but it's experience, and then obviously you know from what you experience with your own dog what the impact is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if I was to ask you just to sort of finish this sentence for me, which is, I feed raw because?
Ooh. My dog loves it.
There's no better reason.
Happy dog, happy owner.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's marvellous. Thank you, Serena, and thank you, Rufus.